Dang, really? And that's what I mean by not only that, not gun violence just among us, the police officers. That's a whole nother discussion. But among ourselves, gun owners, those who have guns, use these guns irresponsibly. Don't know how to use them. Just have them. Don't go to no gun training, no nothing. Just have a gun and thinking you know what I'm saying. I don't know. I have my gun license, and I too want a gun. Because I am a single woman out here with kids, and I see what's going on, and I see now folks they use guns now. It's like we that's how we protect ourselves. We don't use our fists on them, or we don't fight anymore. We use a gun. We use a gun, and so if I'm facing some kind of situation, I want to make sure I know how to use what I have. That I know how to use it. And and it's sad that, boy, it's so much gun violence, so much going on, and gun violence is a very important topic, and I think we need to face the fact that a lot of people have died because we have irresponsible people with guns, including cops. But cops are irresponsible too. Cops, they don't know how to use guns either, because there shouldn't be that many people dying behind a gun from a person that's supposed to be trained, know how to use a gun. But I guess they use the gun to shoot to kill, not use the gun to just make sure the person is their self is out of harm's way, and they are out of harm's way. And I think that's what we need to get back to, is gun training, to the point where so many people won't die behind guns. And my question is tonight is it too late? Is it a way for us to because I was sitting on a porch today. This is a popped up in my head. So I was sitting out on a porch today. Today. Right across the street from my house. It's apartments. And all I heard was gunshots. Gunshot just went out. And I'm like, what the hell? Because, in my neighborhood, I stay, on Hollywood Road or whatever, Bowden Road. I'm growing up, it was a lot of it was a lot of people used to just shoot up the air in the neighborhood. But now it got to the point where it's a real quiet neighborhood. They have cleaned up everything. And when you hear gunshots now, you be like, what? They're out here shooting. And, and some guys, got out, pulled out of the neighborhood, and they ran off. And the police came about 30 minutes later. So you already know that wasn't even like a big deal, because it could have been a big deal because you have kids in that neighborhood, you have family in that neighborhood, and y'all just up here shooting. They shot about 6 times, and and I'm talking about gun violence to the point where not even just gun violence, but you have folks that have guns and just want to show off, thinking that they're something to play with, and they're not. You have kids that get these guns, and when we as parents don't have the guns and don't have safety, and that's another thing we need to talk about. We need to talk about gun safety, because now we have people now are getting their gun license. So we need to talk about that as well, because folks have guns and don't know what to do with them. They don't put them up, and then you have kids that get the guns and they kill themselves, they kill their loved ones, and now you have a charge on you, or you have a lost child, a lost family member, just because of we're not responsible enough to have guns, and we're not. And now my question is it too late to the point where there are too many guns out on the streets, to the point where we can't monitor what's going on in our community? Because at the end of the day, the only thing we can do is make sure that our community, our surrounding areas, is safe. It's safe. Because anything can happen. Your child could be walking to the store, like this young lady a couple years ago lost her daughter because of, the gang members or whatever want to, once again, being irresponsible guns and just want to shoot. And the young lady got killed in a gunfire because we using these guns irresponsible. And I just want to, us get to the point where what can we do? Is it something that we can do? Do we even want to do anything? Do we even care that there are guns out on the streets like this? Do we even care? A lot of people, got their got this mentality, this mindset to the point where if it ain't bothering me. It ain't no more. But as soon as it hits your doorstep, then it comes an issue that you want to deal with. Then it comes to the point where you want to fight. But you're seeing all this going on, but until it hits your doorstep, then it becomes an issue for you, which is not right. I think if it's something that we can do to make sure our community is safe, then I think we should be able to do something. I think it's something that we can do. Like I said, the phone calls is open. The phone number is 470-839-0701. And my next question is, can we stop gun violence in our neighborhood? That I just talked about. Are we prepared to take back our community when there's our That's a good question. Is it a gun violence even in your community? Might not even be gun violence in your community. Might not even. I don't know. Sometimes when it's not in the community, then it's not a big deal to us either. No. Because everywhere in the world, folks are dying after gun violence. I know it's important to me because I have kids. And I sometimes, and I believe my daughter this year in school told me a child got in trouble for bringing a gun to school. And so do we teach our kids the point of guns? That's another thing, because a lot of kids these days are coming to school with guns because they're being bullied or they think it's the thing to do. That's a whole nother level. We teaching our kids, about guns, the safety of guns, the importance of guns, because it's our Second Amendment. We have the right to bear arms. We have a right to, but are we teaching our kids? With those who do have guns in our homes, are we teaching our kids? And do we have them locked? Then another question is, those that have kids that are old enough to even know about guns, are we teaching our kids how to shoot guns? Even is a subject, or do you even? Because some people don't even get deep into looking at things, or how the word is creating, how the word is manifesting itself to the point where is it even a need for us to even have guns? Is it even a need for us to teach our kids to know how to shoot guns, or teach our kids how to defend themselves? Even It's so many questions and so much things to think about when it comes to protecting ourselves, protecting our family. So that's the and I guess that question can be I guess for yourself, to ask your own self that. For me, I'm going to my Second Amendment. I would be bearing arms because I believe in evil. I believe in mental health. I believe in a person can snap to the point where you may have to, but I believe in having a gun for protection. That's it. I don't believe in having it just to show off or to carry it everywhere I go. But I believe in bearing arms of protecting me and my family, and also teaching my kids. Also, that would be something that I will be teaching my kids as well, because at the end of the day, it's so much going on, but it is so much going on to the point where it's causing gun violence, to the point where the wrong people are having guns, and a lot of innocent people are dying because of them. Excuse me. Yeah. And I read an article when I was looking at, because I know a lot of folks was saying something about the NRA, and I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I'm like, I didn't even know who the NRA was. I didn't even know, and I had to look them up. Especially when all this stuff's going on with the gun violence and stuff, and that it's pretty much, to me, that's when they really start talking about the NRA, and they need to step up and say something, and blah 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 that, and and also I'm like, okay, who the NRA is? I didn't even know it was even no kind of. I didn't even. That's how y'all know that I ain't. But I have been caught in so many crossfires growing up with guns, and so many of my friends have died because of gun violence, and and now our kids getting to the point where they're having guns and thinking that's the way to protect themselves. But at the end of the day, that we got to protect ourselves, protect our kids, to protect the community, man. When I don't live in, how can I put this? I just wish someone call in that's, that are really dealing with this type of issue, that's really want to do something about, they really have more knowledge of how much gun violence is going on, because in the day I watch the news and I see the news put stuff out there, but sometimes the news twist stuff up. But when you have a live person that living in a community that is a lot of gang and violent, a lot of gun violence and a lot of gangs and stuff going on, it makes it more real. It makes it more to the point where you like, man, but when you just see it, when you just hear it all the time, it's sometimes it's like, is it that much going on? Is it that much? Is it that deep? Because when I hear it, when stuff going on in Chicago, I hear it all the time, and now you don't hear it so much as you did like last year, like because I'm not seeing it so much so much of they're talking about Chicago, but last year they was talking about it so much. So now it have slowed down. Sometimes I'm like, okay, is it really that much,